The Carolina Panthers got Drew Brees Sunday, ending their season after a single playoff game. Brees, a future Hall of Fame quarterback, was seldom pressured by the Panthers' pass rush, and generally picked apart the Carolina secondary in a 3,126 victory at the Superdome. The Panthers finished their season 116. The Saints advanced to a divisional round trip to play the Minnesota Vikings. The Saints led 219 at halftime, and 2,412 heading into the fourth quarter. Brees' long throw off a rollout to wide receiver Michael Thomas set up what proved to be the decisive touchdown. Panthers quarterback Cam Newton was briefly knocked out of the game with about 12 minutes left, on a sack by Saints defensive tackle David Onyemata. The play lost 10 yards, and Newton went to the sideline, replaced by backup Derek Anderson. Newton was evaluated for a possible concussion. He was cleared to play. Down 5, the Panthers failed to convert a first down, and had to punt to the Saints, who took over at their own 38 with just more than 8 minutes left. Brees rolled out to his right and found Thomas far downfield for another red zone possession. Saints rookie running back Alvin Kamara ran it in from 2 yards out. In the ensuing Panthers possession, Newton rolled to his left, and threw a long ball to Kaelin Clay. The pass was incomplete, but the Saints' Ken Crawley was called for pass interference. However, Panthers lineman Trai Turner was also flagged for holding, offsetting the penalty. The Panthers still ended up scoring on that possession. Rookie running back Christian McCaffrey had a 56-yard catch and run into the end zone with 409 left to trail 3,126. That was McCaffrey's longest gain, rushing or receiving, this season. Panthers safety Mike Adams intercepted Brees with 151 left, giving Carolina possession on its own 31-yard line. Newton immediately found Devin Funchess for 19 yards to push the ball to midfield. Newton's pass to Clay advanced the ball to the 26, then a defensive holding moved it to the 21. But then Newton was called for intentional grounding, moving the ball back to the 34 with 34 seconds remaining. The penalty meant 10 seconds had to be run off the game clock to 24. Newton was sacked on Carolina's final play, a 17-yard loss. Panthers tight end Greg Olsen, much of whose season was sidetracked by injury, made 2 huge plays leading to Carolina's first touchdown in the fourth quarter. Olsen got wide open near the right sideline to get the Panthers to the red zone, then worked himself free in the end zone, as Carolina finally didn't settle for a field goal. The first half was full of frustration for the Panthers, in that they retained possession for long stretches without converting drives into anything more than field goal tries. Place kicker Graham Garneau could have given the Panthers an early lead, but he missed a 25-yard field goal, just his second missed field goal this season. That was in the first quarter, after the Panthers had driven all the way from their own 30-yard line to the Saints' 7. Newton failed to complete a pass to Clay on 3rd and 2, which sent Garneau out for the failed field goal try. The Panthers had held the ball for more than 8 minutes, in what was then a scoreless game. It wasn't scoreless for long. 2 plays later, Brees hit Expanders wide receiver Ted Ginn Jr., who got behind Panthers cornerback James Bradbury for an 80-yard touchdown. Speed to beat opposing defenses has been a weakness for the Panthers most of this season. 3 who mattered Brees. His passer rating in the first half 151.4 was the highest for any player with at least 10 attempts since Kurt Warner in the 2008 NFC Championship Game 156. Ginn. He reminded his former team that the Panthers have yet to replace his downfield speed, with that long touchdown catch and run. Olsen, his touchdown catch, combined with another huge reception on that possession, gave back life to the Panthers in the second half. Observations Black small square. You have to wonder if Panthers defensive lineman Charles Johnson would have played this season, had he been able to predict the future 0 sacks, a 4-game suspension for performance-enhancing drugs, and he was left inactive for Sunday's playoff game. Black small square. So who would have guessed that Graham Garneau, who has had such a reliable season, would miss his second field goal indoors? If a team controls possession for more than 8 minutes, it feels absurd to walk away with no points. Black small square. And then Garneau makes from 58 yards at the end of the first half. That was a postseason field goal record for the Panthers. John Kasay had a 52-yarder back in the day. Black small square. Time of possession is football's oddest stat, in that it can mean everything and nothing. In the first half, it meant nothing, with the Panthers holding the ball for 19-12 minutes, roughly 9 minutes longer than the team that dominated the half. Black small square. It took until midway through the third quarter for the Panthers' pass rush to have any effect, when Brees was called for intentional grounding, forcing the Saints to attempt a field goal successfully. Worth mentioning black small square. The Panthers had never lost in the wildcard round before Sunday. They previously beat the Arizona Cardinals 2014, New York Giants 2005 and Dallas Cowboys 2003. Black small square. When the bottom seed Falcons beat the Rams in Los Angeles Saturday, the Panthers and Saints knew not only that the winner would play in Minnesota, but when Jan. 14, 4:40 p.m., black small square, the Saints treated the pregame like a college homecoming game, introducing a couple dozen former players a half hour before kickoff. Nice touch to rev up the crowd. They said they should be proud of where we got to because nobody gave us a chance. I personally felt they epitomized what we're all about as a football team, Panthers coach Ron Rivera, when asked what he told his team in the locker room after the loss. We wanted it more. I mean, they've been to their Super Bowl, let them go to another one next year. We want our runs. Cameron Jordan, Saints All-Pro defensive end.